What's going on? Come on. All right. It's all good. What's up, everybody from the Beta LA? Your boy Primo, LeBron.
Your boy
We
LeBron,
backed up a week, so we got to recap the Rams game. But it's not looking good, man. Go ahead, man.
So, quick recap of what we missed. The Rams game, pretty solid performance from Nick Mullins. Maybe a little too solid because it got the hopes high. So it's a roller coaster with what we get from week to week with Nick Mullins.
Yeah.
He takes us high, he takes us low. But real solid, 252 passing yards, no TDs, one pick. The running game wasn't great. The Rams kind of keyed into it going into the second half of the game. The first half, it was kind of working. Defense was lights out. They balled out. Sherman's first game back, he got the interception. I think we played really good as a team. The defense played damn good. It was a team win. It was a hell of an effort. I got worried for a minute. I had spent Thanksgiving up there in the Bay Area, you know what I'm saying, when hung out with my boy, you know what I mean? We had a good time. Coming back, the game was on. And I got scared, man, when I saw big Donald jump in there and force the fumble that went to the house and then the sack on the next drive. I was like, man, this game's over. You text me, you're like, man, this game is over. Somehow, some way, Kyle was able to put together a game plan that got us downfield, got the field goal to tie. Defense stood up, got the ball back, went down there, won the game. It was a great team win. Hate that we weren't able to bring you guys a show about that, but it was a great team win. It got my hopes up again for what just happened, and we'll touch on that. Alex, what you think about the game?
We played great. Given the circumstances, obviously, no starting quarterback. Raheem Mostert, first game back. Debo balled out, but the Rams game is an illusion. It's one of those. It's that good team that we could always beat now. Shanahan has their number. So obviously I was hyped because we're back we're not in the win column, but we won and closer to the playoffs. But
right.
The biggest test was going to be what just happened yesterday. But yeah, overall, it was a good game. In a way, I think it's good that we didn't do the show last week because it would have been so much hype. We got this. We're going. But
I'm sure we both would have hyped it. I would have hyped it for sure. I'm the hype one. I would have been like, "Oh man, we back on. I've been telling y'all we needed to get healthy. We gonna run the table because that's what I've been saying."
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, man. So I just wanted to ask you a question. I've been hearing a lot of talks all this week about Robert Saleh taking the Detroit Lions job. I heard there's a couple other teams interested. I don't know for sure what the teams are, but I'm hearing Detroit is the front runner to acquire Robert Saleh. He kind of turned it down when he was asked about it in the interview before the game about, they're pulling for you. They're trying to get you in Detroit. And he kind of just shrugged it off like as if he didn't know what they're talking about. He was focused on just the game. What do you think? Is Saleh gone at the end of the year? Is this our last year with Robert Saleh?
Yeah, it's his last year. He's done an incredible job for us. I think he deserves a head coaching job. I think it'd be selfish for me to say like, nah, keep him on there. I think his time is up here. Especially with everything that's been going on with the season, how we've been exposed in many different aspects of our game. The only way I see him not going anywhere is if we lose the next game against Arizona and Seattle. And the reason I say that is because he's clearly shown that he is not equipped to face a mobile quarterback or a dual threat quarterback, should I say. Yes, our defense is, I guess you could say, depleted, but at the end of the day, depleted is just Nick Bosa. We got rid of Buckner. Everybody else on the defense is pretty much there except for Jaquiski Tartt. Not that would have made a huge difference yesterday.
It would have made some difference, but
Yeah, no, you know what? I take that back. It would have made a whole lot of difference. We'll touch on that. Exactly. We'll touch on that
Yeah,
exactly.
we'll get to that.
Um, but yeah, that's the only reason I don't. That's the only way I don't see him leaving. But I think he's gone.
Okay. I actually agree. I agree with you 100%. Salah's gone. He's been solid for the most part. But and this is the thing I tell a lot of people too. Like, I'm at work, I debate with people and they talk about Salah. He looks like he's a better coach than Kyle Shanahan is. You got to remember, Salah's defenses took a beating for a long time. We were not always a good team.
Yeah.
But you also have to remember that these bad teams out there that are hurting for a head coach, your Atlantas that got an interim coach for now, and all these other teams, the Lions, they're so quick to jump on a coach that's done decent or had one good year. Coaches get jobs all the time for what they've done once. But, you go back and look at the resume, they'll have 3 or 4 seasons where they didn't really do too much of anything.
Yeah, that's true.
One hot season could get you a head coaching job. So
Yeah.
I agree with you, man. Salah's definitely gone. Don't know if he's going to be a great head coach. I do know that he's a player's coach, and I know he gets the guys to play for him. He gets the guys to believe in what he's preaching. Yeah. But after seeing what I just saw on Monday night, I'm not sure if he's equipped with all the tools that you need to be a great head coach. We know he could be a good defensive coordinator, a great defensive coordinator, but can he be a great head coach? Who would he have running his offense? There's a lot of unseen things, but I do agree with you. Robert Saleh's probably looking at his last 4 games as 49ers defensive coordinator.
But
with that being said, my next question for you is, were we prepared to play the Bills in this game?
So I got 2 answers right. We were prepared, right? Because I feel like the Niners with this team with Shanahan leading the squad, I feel like we're always prepared. I just don't. It's our Achilles heel. It don't matter how much we prepare for a dual threat quarterback. It's one of those like coin flips. Like maybe we contain him, maybe we don't. I mean, just yesterday, but it was just the same shit. Saleh did the same shit over and over and over and over again. It almost reminded me of the Dolphins game where they left Brian Allen out there on an island to get beat repeatedly 3 times till we couldn't even get back into the game. Yesterday he was only blitzing 4. I mean, if 4 doesn't work, do 5, 6. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like have like a Jamal Adams type of blitzer. Because Jamal Adams is absolutely fantastic in Seattle with the whole blitz. And it's helped them a lot, with these dual threat quarterbacks. Obviously, they have Russell Wilson, so they have a better picture of how to stop a dual threat. But I mean, shit, bro, it was like, god damn, like how many times are you gonna let this happen over and over and over again? By the time second quarter for me, the game was a wrap, bro. I mean, they were marching down.
You already had that feeling.
Yeah, they were marching down every fucking time they had the football, like with ease, bro. They made Josh Allen look like fucking like Tom Brady out there, bro.
Like Joe.
I'll take it easy on the Joe Montana. That's why I cut myself, bro. Joe is high regard out here, so I'll say Tom Brady. I mean, they treat him like Tom Brady, bro. Our defense looked like absolute trash yesterday. And Sherman and Tavarius Moore, Tisk, Dante Johnson's without saying absolute garbage, bro. I mean, we don't even need to go in on him. Beyond me, we have Hayden on the practice squad that was playing nickel, and they said he was actually playing well nickel in practice squad. But again, Kyle Shanahan team, there's favorites. So yeah. What did you think?
Honestly, there's so many variables, so many things happened leading up to this game. You got Santa Clara doing us no favors, getting us out of our home, can't play at home. What should be a home game, we're getting that taken away from us and playing a neutral playing field game. For a reason, the NFL schedule gives you 8 home games, 8 away games, so that you have an advantage in 8 games. I think prepared. Yeah, we're probably as prepared as we.
I'm gonna hold my thought because I think his Wi-Fi is gonna come back. I'm hoping his Wi-Fi
Being
comes back.
able to be.
Hey, Bron, if you can hear me, you're stuck, man. Here, hold on. I'm gonna refresh him. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me. I see him right there. Oh, there we go. I
Okay,
brought you back, man. I didn't want to jump the gun because I wasn't sure, but
I
yeah.
don't know what all you was able to hear,
Just
but
say the whole thing again. Say the whole thing. You said prepared. That was where it cut off.
Prepared, as prepared as we could have been. Like I said, not being able to play at home, them taking that away from us. You know, we're purposely given the 8 home games and the 8 away games so that you do have an advantage. That was taken away from us. But prepared, I think we were as prepared as we could have been given the circumstances. I think my biggest thing that I saw was execution. I don't think that it was that we weren't prepared, but we didn't execute as well as we should have, especially on the offensive side. So many plays were just that close to being executed the right way, and they weren't. IU, the tip, flip, that's execute. Catch that ball, grab that ball, get it into the body. Kendrick Bourne, what looked like a touchdown at first glance, and you even told me you thought it was a TD. When I saw him turn and not extend the ball, you got to execute. You got to have the mind. You got to know where that put that ball across that plane. You got to know where you are on the field. Execution was a problem. Nick Mullins played a damn good game on paper when you go and look at the stats. Eye test wise, when you watch that game, he didn't play as well as what the stat sheet said. Some of those balls were dangerous, especially in the second half when we started trying to get something going and trying to come back. Some of those were sketchy. I seen a ball thrown where 2 defenders from the Bills dove in like this, and Kendrick fell back with the ball, and he just happened to have it in his grasp. It was like a lot of dangerous things that happened. We didn't execute, bro. Defensively, execution. We didn't execute the defensive game plan. I don't know if Robert Saleh was trying to cuddle Sherman by playing so much zone that he wouldn't expose Sherman. We know Sherman can get beat deep by fast receivers. We know this. You look at the play where Fred Warner would have had the interception. It was taken away because Sherman had to grab and wrap the dude up because that dude would have been gone. That dude was about to outrun Sherman.
Man, you were doing so good. You were doing so good. Oh my God! All right, let me refresh him real quick. It's happening again. Let's give it a second, man. I don't want to jump into his train of thought real quick. So here, let me see if we get him back on. There we go.
Every time, no. But like I was saying, Sherman, it was almost like as if he was trying to protect Sherman in this game. We ran so much zone coverage. You seen when Fred Warner was going to get the pick, as I was just saying, and dude, Diggs was on his way blowing past him, and he had to wrap him up to stop him from getting by him. So I don't think we executed the defensive game plan that Saleh wanted to run, or maybe that was his game plan. Maybe the game plan was to run zone. Either way, if he ran the plan or not, Josh Allen, like you spoke about, he looked great, bro. I anointed him. I was like, this is my first time ever really watching him. Josh Allen looked damn good to me. To answer the question, though, so we can get to the next question, I think we were as prepared as we could have been given the circumstances.
Yeah, and I'll touch on this, bro. My only concern, since we're talking about execution, is Fred Warner seems to be the only guy balling out
every game.
So my concern is somebody that's giving their 100% every game. I mean, we're gonna have to pay him.
No doubt about it. But that's something that I was going to ask later. We can jump to that now before it gets too far away. if I'm not freezing, because I can't tell.
No,
Okay,
no, you're good. You're good. You're good.
uh, the whole Fred Warner situation, I think we'll lock him up. I think Fred Warner wants to still be here. I've been hearing talks. People are saying that Fred Warner might leave, might join Salah in Detroit. I'm hearing a lot of different things.
No.
I think Fred Warner is one of those dudes that came to this team at the right time as the culture started to change, as things were starting to shift. And he's one of those guys that really bought into the new teachings of the new Niner way. And I think he wants to be here long term. The same way George Kittle said that he wanted to be here long term. There's guys that want to be on this team. And I honestly think that Fred Warner is one of those guys that want to be a 49er long term. What do you think? You think he's
I don't think he's gonna go with Salah, bro. I think that's an absurd thing to say. I mean, yeah, of course, everybody likes Salah, bro. But I mean, you're not gonna go with a coach to an unknown place with unknown results of what might happen. You don't know what squad's gonna be there. I mean, for a player like Fred Warner, bro, that's in his prime right now. I mean, this was a down year for the Niners. You got, I mean, COVID-19, injuries just galore. So I mean, to sum it up, the 49ers is like 2020, bro. Anything and everything bad that could happen, bro, it happened to the Niners.
What can go wrong will go wrong.
Exactly. So
it looked like.
And I honestly think since we need corner, bro, I think the Niners might pick up his brother if his brother enters the draft this year. His brother's a corner at BYU as he was, and his brother is a ball hawk too.
I need to do some more research and see some more tape on him. When the off season comes, we'll do plenty of off season shows, so I'll be able to really dig in and find out, about him. But getting to the next thing, so and I kind of got to that. We stuck that little Fred Warner question in there, but was not playing at home that big of a factor in this game? Some people are going to say, yeah, off top, you know what I mean? You're playing on the neutral playing field. You're not playing at home. But do you think that was the main factor? Do you think it would have been different had we played in Santa Clara?
I mean, look, man, I don't play football, so I don't know how much different that is, right? Like I said, I played soccer for years, and obviously not at a professional level, so there was really no such thing as home field advantage, right? It's all just parents. There's really no fans. So in a situation like this, COVID-19, I mean, there was fans allowed at the stadium, but I mean, unless turf really, really fucks with them that much, then I would say yeah. But other than that, no. I mean, you want home field advantage for the fans, not for any other reason. And it's a neutral playing site. I wouldn't blame it on the home field advantage thing, but I mean, yeah, I guess if you want to use that as an excuse, by all means, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so, but then again, right. I don't know.
Well, coming from somebody that actually did play football, it is a little different. Those home games that you get, you go to your 6-period PE. After, you get to eat a team meal. There's no bus ride. There's no trip to go to the other, stadium where you're going to play. You're in your atmosphere with your people. It's a lot easier to get into the zone of, hey, we got a game to play when you're at home. Now, when you're talking professional, these guys are at home, they're getting the home cooked meals and all of that. That makes some guys more comfortable. But when it comes time to getting on the field and playing, it's really not that big of a difference.
But yeah, like you said right now, that is a big thing. So you're right. I mean,
to some players, not as much of a big deal. But
you want everybody on the same page at the end of the day, and the mental aspect, like you're saying, could play a big role because a lot of people don't have their families with them, so it's not the same thing. So yeah, you're right.
So it's not the same, and then they're staying in the hotel. We're pretty much quarantining in a hotel out in Arizona. So for some players, it could be maybe the coaching staff not being able to go through a game plan like you would when you're at home. I'm sure it probably messed with them. For me, after watching the game and seeing how the game played out, dude, and I told you this when we spoke after the game. I felt like that was one of those games that having Jimmy G, that was a Jimmy G game that we could have won if we just had Jimmy. I don't know about playing at home being the difference. We could have played that game where we played it. And if Jimmy would have been in that game, I just got a feeling somewhere deep down inside, it just tells me that's a game Jimmy G, either we lose a last second, they got the ball back and had to march down there to kick a field goal to beat us.
Yeah.
Or we would have won that game, because you look at the points that we left off the board, you look at the turnovers, the interceptions, the drives that ended up being nothing.
Yeah.
Jimmy G could have made something out of that game. I just feel like that was one of those Jimmy G type of games. But yeah, man, I'm kind of on the fence with it, but I'm going to lean more so on these dudes are all professionals. And when you get on the field and it's time to play, it shouldn't matter what field you're playing on, you got to play. So, it shouldn't have been that big of a factor.
It's just inconsistency, man. At the end of the day, inconsistency is what's wrong with our team, bro. One day we show up, the next day we don't show up. So, yeah, I mean.
Like I said, it's been a roller coaster season, especially with Nick Mullins. He's up, he's down, and we don't know what to think. But like I just said, that was my next question for you. Do you think, because I just said it, I gave you my answer, I believe Jimmy G would have probably won that game for us. If we did have Jimmy G and he was playing and it was a healthy Niner team and everything was rolling, and that Bills team were who they were going into that game 8-3, does Jimmy G pull that game out? Do we win that game if Jimmy G plays?
Of course. Look, Jimmy G might not be the best quarterback out there, what I've actually been looking, I need to refrain on even putting judgment on Jimmy, because there's not enough to decide whether he's great or not great. I mean, availability is the best ability. Clearly, he hasn't been available. But yeah, I do think he would have won that game because he has leadership. Guys believe in him. Guys do not believe in Nick Mullins. I mean, as a fan, we're almost guaranteed. We all think he's guaranteed a pick or two in the game, and for sure he's going to throw like 3 balls that should have been intercepted. I mean, that's the same story with Nick every week. And we go into the game watching it like, all right, there's probably gonna be like three throws that are probably gonna get intercepted, but they probably won't. But for sure, he's throwing 2 picks at least. There's no leadership. Yeah. So I mean, the defense has been saving our asses for the past 2 weeks. Because our first game back was from the bye was the Rams, right? Am I tripping?
We came out of the bye, I believe, and played the Rams.
Okay, so not the past 2 weeks, but the past 2 games.
Yeah.
And I think this was a game that our offense just had to keep up with the Bills' offense. And that didn't happen. But I think Jimmy G would have won this game. Jimmy G has that leadership.
Definitely. I feel like, dude, just like you just said, Jimmy G, stats-wise, might not be the best quarterback, whatever. But I feel like that's one thing that he does a really good job at, and that's keeping us in the games.
Yeah.
Rarely, and I don't want to just use last year as an example. We can go back to that small sample size of the 5 games that he started. Rarely did Jimmy G fall behind and fall deeper behind in games. He usually would. If Jimmy G went out and threw a pick, he would come back and throw a touchdown on the next drive. Yep. Jimmy G he continued to always keep us in games. And that game, dude, I felt like it got out of hand at one point when we were down the 17 points and I was ready to throw the towel in. But I'm thinking to myself in my head, I'm like, man, had we would have had Jimmy G out there, we probably would have scored the TD on that drive where we threw the interception because Bourne didn't get it in.
Yeah.
And then we got to stop right after that, got the ball and was moving it. And I'm like, dude, that's right there where Jimmy would have made something happen, dude. You know what I mean? And then to touch on what you said also too about Mullins and certain passes where he's going to throw a pick. And I told you this too. It almost reminds me of Brian Hoyer in the guy that started before Jimmy was our franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
I remember watching games and, bro, I couldn't watch without every pass looking through my fingers, like feeling like every pass could be intercepted.
Yeah.
Every throw was a bad throw. and I don't feel like that watching Jimmy. I do see Jimmy throw a couple bad passes every game, but I'm not sitting there shaky, irky, jerky every pass.
Oh man, here we go. Here we go again. Oh my god.
Dude, I know it's bad, right?
Oh no, you back. I didn't have to. I didn't have to
Yeah,
stop it.
yeah,
I didn't
I
have to
know,
stop
I
it.
know,
Here,
I know, I know.
here.
Damn, it's bad.
But yeah, I mean, Jimmy would have won the game, bro. I think Jimmy would have won the game. I don't think he would have kept us in. I think he would have won it.
It's fair to say. Next up, though, so we got 4 games left. We have Washington, Dallas, 2 under 500 teams. And then we know the back end, we have the Rams we have the Cardinals and the Seahawks. Do we make the playoffs? Can we pull it off?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, look, yeah, no, we can't. We won't. Based on what I saw yesterday, no.
Right.
If we do, I saw this interesting little fact, if I could find it.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were to run the table, we'd end up being 9-7.
Right.
So we have tiebreakers with Arizona and Tampa Bay conference record. So that means Minnesota would have to beat New Orleans in week 16. If they didn't, then we would get in based on record.
Yeah.
For common opponents. So we would be in. But are we running the table? Hell no. Man, it's just our luck 2020 that our final games are with dual threat quarterbacks that are clearly doing good. I mean, we're only beating Seattle if they do us a favor and they take that game off.
Yeah.
Which is more than likely not going to happen because
I don't think they will.
New Orleans is well. I mean, if it, and I'd have to check it later. But if it really, if there's another team that's close to taking the second seed around that time, then yeah, they're gonna play us. But I mean, if they have the second seed solidified, because they're not getting the first seed,
yeah,
then they probably will rest up players. Because I mean, what would be the point of them playing all their starters when they have, the second place already set up? You know what I mean? So that would be the only way I see it being in Seattle. But Arizona, no.
Okay. So this is the way I see it. Those first 2 games, very winnable. We should win. Now, we did just see Washington get the dub against Pittsburgh. So I don't know if Washington's for sure a dub, but we are a better team in my eyes than Washington. That should be a dub. Dallas, to me, hands down, I don't have to think about it. Sorry to all my family that are Cowboys fans, all my friends. That's a dub. I'm calling that shit now. Cowboys game is a dub. We're going to win that one. Well, from what I'm hearing, Jimmy G will be back or can come back.
Nope.
After that game.
Shut down today.
They shut him down?
Shut down, yeah.
No Jimmy.
No, Kyle. So I think last week
I didn't see it.
Last week, I think he said that they would be probably him and Kittle will be back the last 2 games of the season.
Right.
Today he said they're far away from coming back.
He's far from coming. Okay. Well, then you just killed everything. Thank you, Sir Alex, for smacking me with the facts. But that's what I want us to give. I want us to give people the facts. So since I didn't do my homework, thank you for putting me on blast. No, then there's no shot. I know that I know that the Vikings are not a lock. I know that the Vikings have to play the Saints and Tampa.
But they have the Bears, which is a win.
They have the Bears and Lions. Those are both division games, and then 2 teams that are what everybody in the league would say are better teams than they are. Dude, they could lose. They could lose 3 of those next few games.
Yeah.
Minnesota's not a lock to win those games.
No.
And even with us having Nick Mullins, I know for a fact we're going to win 2 of those next 4 games. We're going to win 2 of them. We'll finish the season 8-8. Now, we're going to have to wait and see if 8-8 is good enough to get us into the playoffs. But I don't know, man. You dropping that news on me. I was expecting to have Jimmy going into Seattle week 17 and trying to make something out of it. You telling me that? I think it's done, bro.
I mean, but Shanahan never likes to really let out too much information. That could be a tactic too.
It could be.
I mean, if you say, yeah, they're going to play the last 2 games, then Seattle knows that they're not preparing for Nick Mullins, and so does Arizona. They know they're preparing for
Jimmy G.
Right. In a well-rested Jimmy G, because obviously we rushed him the first high ankle sprain. This time we're actually giving him time. So if he doesn't come back, obviously one of 2 things: he's getting traded, or we're keeping him for next year, and we want him healthy and fully recovered.
Right.
But yeah, if it sticks, what Shanahan said, bro, yeah, we're done. Kittle and Jimmy G out, we're done, bro. I mean, even if we were to make it to the playoffs, do you really think we're gonna win 1 game with Nick Mullins, bro? No. It's the season's a wrap, bro. I mean, not having Emmanuel Mosley yesterday was a huge difference.
But and like I told you before too, even if Mosley was healthy, you as a matter of fact, I didn't tell you. You told me they would start Sherman over Mosley. They're not gonna. I don't think they would start Mosley over Sherman.
Mosley playing the nickel.
True, and we need. Oh boy, do we need him to play nickel?
That's what I'm telling you.
You actually
Jamar Taylor was doing a fantastic job. We bring him back. I say we bring him back.
Bring him back. Great. He did a great job. Next question though, because you actually just touched on it. And we've alluded this before about getting a new quarterback, or do we keep Jimmy G? And I thought about it, and I told you, man, we talked after the game, and I was like, I kind of just feel like we owe Jimmy 1 more season, man. I just feel like a lot of you guys out there are kill me for this shit too. You know what I mean? Other Niner influencers and people like that. I've been hearing the talks. They will kill me if they actually see this and hear me saying that I would give Jimmy G another run. I don't think you need to waste this year's 1st round pick on a quarterback, being that us being this close to being a playoff team, that pick is not going to be top 14 pick. Like that pick, unless they tank out where we're sitting right now, that pick is going to be like right around 18, 19, 20 range. I guess you can get a quarterback there. There's so many other things that we can draft that we need. We could get a superb corner. There's a lot of other things. Sherman's not coming back. That's another thing we can touch on. But I don't feel like we need to waste that 1st round pick on a quarterback, dude. You get something else that we need. You patch or fill another hole. You get this team healthy, and you run it back 1 more year. Plus, he has a no-trade clause, so you're not trading him. We'd have to outright just chop his legs from underneath him. Who knows how much money we're going to eat in doing that. I just say, hey, reshuffle the deck. Look at where we are. I don't know where the cap is going to be. But let's, hey, shake them up, roll the dice, and let's give Jimmy G 1 more shot. I'm not fucking with nothing else. Give Jimmy G his credit, man. He took us to a fucking Super Bowl. Get us another shot.
I agree with you. And I agree with you because of this, bro. His grittiness and his confidence.
Mm-hmm.
People might not think that's like not a big deal, bro. That is a huge deal. Huge deal. The reasons why Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, why those guys are successful, bro. Yeah, they're really good. But on top of that, bro, they have confidence. They don't lack that. They don't lack it. They make a mistake, bro. They come back and fucking do it all over again and make it better, make adjustments, things like that. So Jimmy does, bro. He was injured this year. He played terrible.
He was injured.
That was it. He lost 1 game being healthy. At least we thought he was healthy. Who knows if there was any underlying things going on
Exactly.
Week 1. Uh, so yeah, I definitely think we bring him back. Like you said, bro. I mean, okay, we could draft a quarterback in the high if we get the chance, trade up and draft a quarterback. But again, it's a gamble because you don't know if this guy's gonna pan out. I do think we should put more thought into drafting a quarterback this year.
Mm-hmm.
Whether we find one in the second round, third round, or whatever.
That I'm not opposed to.
Not wait till the sixth fucking round to grab some
Right.
that you know wasn't going anywhere.
Right.
I mean, it's clearly Mullins and Beathard. I mean, Shanahan doesn't have a good track record with quarterbacks, and you would think he would. But yeah, I don't. And for me, the only thing we've talked about it before. The only thing for me that works is if we are willing to trade for Deshaun Watson. I
That's
love
your boy. You really want Deshaun Watson.
because I just think he's fucking rotten in Texas and in Houston right now, bro. He's
Right.
so fucking good. He's so good, bro. He could throw the ball. He could improvise, bro. He's so good. And I don't know why we passed up on him. So that would be my only thing, trade for him. Other than that, draft in the second round, I guess.
Now I want to thank you for the alley-oop that you just threw up to the rim for me. Let me grab that motherfucker and dunk it home. We talked about this too. Being a Niner fan, dude, I've only ever been in love with one football team, and it's the San Francisco 49ers since a little tyke. I go back to back 94, 95 when I really started getting into football. And you know what? We had good quarterbacks for a while. You know, Steve Young. We got to Jeff Garcia. You know, we were doing our thing. But ever since Garcia, we've missed on so many quarterbacks. And, dude, not even just quarterbacks. Free agent splashes. There's been times where we were linked to certain players. And it seems like it doesn't matter who's in the 49ers front office. We are always let down as fans, wanting our team to grab somebody, make a trade for somebody, make something happen, make the fan base happy. And guess what? They never oblige us, bro. We never get what we want as 49er fans as far as from the front office. There was a lot of people before AB even went to the Raiders and went crazy. People were lobbying. He's posting Jerry Rice. He's posting himself in Niner gear. I was one of the Niner fans that was like, dude, I would love to have AB. This would be crazy. Our front office didn't even give that guy a look. They didn't even, they're like, there was no kicking the tires. As I said, kick the tires on it. There was no kicking the tires on AB. You know, there's been a lot of dudes I've seen hit the free agency, and I'm like, man, the Niners got to jump on that. Dude, back when Darrelle Revis was doing this thing and had the island and became a free agent, and I was telling him, dude, I'd love for the Niners to make a run at Revis. It's been so many players, and that's why I said you threw the lob up because you got high hopes as a Niner fan. We're well-wishers, man. We always want our team to do the most for us.
Oh, I know that's not going to happen.
They never do, bro. They never do.
You're going to give them up. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, and then in that case too, you can't trade Jimmy for him. What do we trade to get him? We trade draft capital, future draft picks.
I mean,
with Jimmy,
you could swap them if Deshaun Watson in a perfect world, if Deshaun Watson would say, "I want out, trade me,"
and Jimmy would have to agree.
Right.
To trade.
That's what I'm saying. So if Jimmy said, "Yeah, I'll go play in Houston," you could get a clean swap because Deshaun Watson would not want to be there.
I don't think anybody wants to be there.
That's why
I don't even think Jimmy would want to go. I don't think anybody wants to be there.
Also, I forgot Aaron Rodgers last year. They said he didn't want to. This is his last year in Green Bay.
Excuse me.
So for me, it would be either Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson clearly because he's younger. Right. I think Kyle would be able to fucking turn him into a master, and then we'd be up there competing with Seattle and Arizona and the Chiefs. You know, well, this might be the Chiefs last year, bro, because they can't pay everybody. They're going out this year to try to win it again back to back. So,
excuse me, but yeah, no, you're definitely right on that. I would like to see something like that too, bro. I just don't see it happening. I think let's just go ahead and run with Jimmy one more year. If that doesn't work, I'm all for getting out of the Jimmy G business. I'm all for it.
Do you think if okay, so let's say because I agree with you. I think we keep him one more year, but do you think keeping him and it failing is a year? It was one of those situations where like fuck, and now Kyle Shanahan's on the hot seat, and now now you could potentially lose your starting quarterback and your head coach, and now you're starting from the bottom again because we know Jed York is not the brightest when it comes to making decisions. Like we said, bro, he's a fan. You know,
Give me a quick second. I'm gonna grab me some tissue, dude. Give me a quick second.
so yeah, like I was saying, since LeBron is not here, but Jed York is like a fan, man. He reacts like a fan, making some really important decisions based on emotions. Um, Shit, it happens to me, right? I make critiques on the show. I've done it before. I say things. Big example for me was the Jimmy Ward. I said he ain't doing nothing. But looking back, I've been looking at tape and the way he balled out against the Rams game. Jimmy Ward has actually been super solid. So what I was saying is that
Yeah.
I, clearly making decisions or saying things based on emotions is clearly not the way to go. I mean, that's what Jed York does. So I
Right.
feel like if we were to stick, I mean,
Well, no. You gave the question to me, so let me answer it now that
yeah,
I'm back. I think that's a risk that you take if you're the head coach and you say, I'm going to give this guy another year. That's the risk that you take in possibly putting your job on the line, because we know for a fact Kyle Shanahan is going to get excused for this season.
yeah,
With
for sure.
COVID, with the injuries, nobody's going to hold his feet to the fire with the season that
No,
we had this year
no,
after going to the Super Bowl.
yeah,
You make the conscious decision. You talk to John Lynch. You get everybody in the building together. You guys talk about it. You say, hey, we're going to run with Jimmy one more year. You have to know that that's the risk that you're taking, to say we're going to roll with Jimmy one more year, and let's just say it doesn't work out. Okay, say we have one of those 6-10, 6-11, because it's supposed to be an additional game next year. If it's one of those bad years, yeah, you're, as a head coach, you're putting your job on the line, not doing your due diligence to try to get another quarterback that could run your offense better than the guy that you're calling your franchise and your future. So with
yeah.
that said, yeah, man, you got to know that you're putting you're putting your shit on the line, bro. You're putting it on the line.
But look at base like you were talking about, like as Niner fans, we've been let down as far as like big splash moves. The
Right.
only thing that's been consistent, like you said, every head coach has never done it. The only thing that's been consistent in that building that has been the same, that has stayed the same throughout all these different regimes, is Jed York. I believe he's the one that puts his foot down and doesn't allow certain moves. Because I feel like Kyle Shanahan must have been interested in AB. I mean, obviously he's not going to come out saying like, "Yeah, I wanted him," but he's not going to say that. You know what I'm saying? So I think, and I think this it's the same thing why Bulky lasted so long with us, because that was Jed's boy.
Boy, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I think the only big splash trade we have made was for Anquan Bolden, because brothers hooked brothers up.
I was gonna say I don't know if that was a splash trade.
I mean, it was
That
huge,
was
bro.
that was Big Brother saying, "Hey, little brother,
Take
I
this.
took a ring out of your pocket. Let me give you something that could help you possibly get back." That's what that was to me. We got him for what, a 5th-round pick or 6th-round pick. It was something like that. We got Anquan for. It was
Yeah,
they basically gave him to us,
yeah,
and he still was. I wouldn't say prime, but he was just coming out of his prime. Like he still, I think he posted 2,000-yard seasons with us.
bro. He
So
was a baller.
he was
He was
still
a baller.
damn good, bro. That was a blessing. But to me, not the type of splash that dude. And I'm not by any means giving them credit or trying to jump on their coattails or anything like that. But Eagles fans have been spoiled with getting splash free agency signings throughout the years. If I could go back when Nnamdi Asomugha left the Oakland Raiders,
Yeah,
bam, they got blessed.
yeah.
Look at in the past few years, all the free agents Philadelphia has been able to bring in that were semi big names. There's teams out there that do it, and the Niners are just not one of those teams, bro. And we know it. We
With
don't ever
free,
do what we want.
We're frugal.
Yes.
Because
Very.
look what happened, and I guarantee you it's not going to happen again. We try to make those big splash signings this year. Guess what happened? One guy's getting paid tons of money to pretty much tell us at the end of the year that he's going to retire. Nobody's
yeah, that one was rough, bro. I don't know.
Juan Alexander, we got rid of him because it showed that just 1 year was enough to see that he wasn't that good.
Yeah.
And you paid him all that fucking money just to give him to fucking the Saints for a 5th round pick.
And Kike Alonso.
Kike, who we already waived.
Yeah. We didn't do the trade to get anything back. We did it to release the $16 million in cash.
Of course. I mean, he still
space that we're gonna have.
He still walked away with money.
Right. Yeah, true. This is the part of the show now, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, where I apologize. I've had to do it before this season for something that I said, and I'm a man about mine. If I come out and I say something, I wanted my credit because I called it and I said, hey, this is what the 49ers need to do. And when we first did it, damn it looked good. It looked like barbecue chicken. It looked good. Damn, it looked good. When I said throw Jimmy Ward at the strong and throw nigga Moore over there at the motherfucking free, and we gonna do the damn thing, guess what, bro? It looked good.
It looked amazing.
Josh Allen made it look like it should never be played together ever again, another game in the NFL. He made it look like that was not the move. Now, I don't know if it was because the scheme that we were trying to run. I don't know, the ins and outs of why it didn't look as good this past week, because it looked damn good last week. Well, the week prior when we played the Rams, it looked so damn good. So I don't, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna apologize for us having to see our defense get scorched like that for some shit that I thought that we needed to do.
Very smart.
Yeah, Moore. Maybe now we know why Moore wasn't getting all the playing time that he is getting now. Maybe now we see why he's not.
2 weeks in a row, he's the one that gave up that long run.
The long run against the Rams.
Yes,
busted it open.
Yeah, bad angle, my guy, and that's been his MO since last year, which is why he got benched.
Right.
Bad angles. And it seems he played one good game where he was making solid tackles. We were like, oh, man, keep him in there.
Right.
Hard.
Right.
2 games, clearly, that was a 1-game fluke. Yeah, I mean, I think I want to apologize, too. I want to apologize, too. Jimmy Ward. Hey, Jimmy, I'm sorry, man. It's the fan in me, man. I get emotional, and you've been playing good. It's not like you suck, man. But
right.
The fan in me wants you to be at 100% every fucking. I wish you would fucking grab those interceptions instead of dropping them. I wish you did a lot, but God damn it, man, you are good. You are good. My eyes are open. I see the light. I see the light, Jimmy. I'm glad they paid you, because Tavarius Moore from these 2 games I've seen is absolute. I want to say absolute trash, but God damn, he deserves to be on the bench. Leave him there, please.
He's licking cheeks, bro. He looking like he licking cheeks, dog. He licking cheeks, bro. He's looking real cheeks, man. Bro.
And Jaquiski Tartt, man, I want to apologize to you too.
Yeah.
I thought we were better off without you. Clearly, we are not.
We're not. Tartt, you're the strong safety, brother, and I don't think you come back. That's the sad part.
Yeah, you're not coming back. But we're gonna upgrade at that position. I'm just apologizing because I thought we were better off without him this year.
But like you said, and I still want to get the credit for saying move Jimmy Ward, because Jimmy Ward has still been playing pretty damn good football at the strong safety position.
And since they moved him.
He's playing better at the strong safety position than he was playing at free safety. He's been playing damn good and I think it's his ability to cover guys that your strong safety usually doesn't have that skill set. Strong safeties, you either want them in against the run, here and there playing zone coverage, but you're not expecting them to man up, straight up, take a guy away from a team like Jimmy Ward can do when he's playing strong safety and you line him up on a guy one-on-one. He can take away a tight end or a running back running to the flats. That's nothing for him. He can do that. But
so those are my two apologies, man. And then I want to say one other thing, something I was not wrong about, and I just want to reiterate it. Dante Johnson, go sit on your couch, man. Please. Please.
Damn.
I say this from the bottom of my heart, and I'm not trying to be harsh or nothing, bro. You're probably a good person, but god damn it, man, you suck. At some point, you realize, like, you gotta give this up, man.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan did you a favor. You're here because of COVID. No other reason. That's it.
That's all I got for this one. Before we go, though, and I do want to look forward just a tad bit, the game that we had coming up. We got Washington.
It's a dub.
I was going to say, quick assessment, your thoughts real quick. What do you expect to see us do in that game? Don't want to call it a trap game because we suck and they suck. It can't be a trap game when you both suck, but you see us losing this game, or is this a for sure dub? What do you think, man?
I think the next two games are for sure dub, but I think this Sunday for sure dub against Washington, bro. I think our defense is good enough to beat Alex Smith. Steelers were just exposed, bro. I never thought the Steelers were that great.
Right.
I thought they were a false undefeated team. They got exposed, this Sunday. And it's not going to sit well with them, or for them, should I say, because they're going to get exposed in the playoffs again. Teams are going to see what Washington did, have a decent pass rush, and they're going to get worked. But fuck the Steelers anyways. I don't care about that team. I'm just saying. But yeah, aside from the pass rush that Washington does have, which is really good. Yes. I think running the ball should do it. I think Kyle Shanahan, if you're probably not watching this, but fucking run the ball, man. God damn it. You gave up yesterday, and then you didn't give it to Debo either. Sometimes I wonder, man. Sometimes I fucking wonder what's wrong with you. Are you purposely losing these games? But I think to not deviate, this Sunday's a dub. And if it's not, bro, I think we have farther worse problems than what we think we have right now.
Yeah. Oh, please believe and trust. If we lose that game, we coming back, and my energy is going to be completely different than that one. If we lose that game to Washington, the football team. With that said, man, I think it's a dub. We should get the dub. What I will say about that game is, and this is what Kyle Shanahan does a lot, and it kind of throws me for a loop. And we talk about, I tell you the same thing all the time. There's games where you expect Kyle Shanahan to do certain things, and then he doesn't do it. And then there's games where you're like, oh, I don't know what to expect from Kyle, and then he gives you everything that you didn't expect. This is going to be one of those games that we expected the Niners to have offensively against the Bills. You were expecting to see a whole lot of Debo. You were expecting to see a lot of running the ball, pulling guards and tackles and shit to push holes open to get us running in free lanes, and we didn't get a whole lot of that in the Bills game. No. Expect to see all of what you weren't seeing in this past game in that game, because Kyle knows what you alluded to. That defensive line, you can't just line up and run regular plays against that D-line.
Exactly.
That D-line is nasty. You got to be pulling, sweeping, jet sweeping, faking. It's everything that we needed to see against Buffalo that we didn't see. We will see against Washington. Pinning the ears back and just getting after us is not going to work in that game. Kyle's smarter than that. Kyle, I believe in you. Show us that you're smarter than that. Let's get this dub.
I'll tell you one thing. To end on this note, tanking would be a benefit for the team actually.
At this point,
tanking, and you get a high draft pick.
tanking because all the teams are so close together right now that if you just started to tank, we would fall into maybe like a top 14, 12 maybe pick. We could drop that much if we were to tank.
That's what I'm saying, because
we only got 5 wins.
To keep winning, it would be only for the fans, bro, because nothing's coming out of the air.
But it wouldn't be only for the fans, because I saw the same thing that you saw when you were saying about the strength of schedule and Tampa and all. I seen that exact same thing, bro. I doubt Tampa would, but let's just say if Tampa were to go 8-8 and we were to finish 8-8, we'd make the playoffs over Tampa. And they're in a slot to go to the playoffs right now. So there's a lot of different variables and things that could happen for the Niners to make the playoffs, but the playoffs is actually very real still. As much as it don't feel like it to us right now, the playoffs is still very real. So I don't know, dude, after people were saying that Kyle was going to tank already, or Kyle was tanking already, I don't think he's going to tank now, because people already threw that out there in the public. So if it wasn't for fucking Grant and my boy Dre and all these other channels saying that Kyle was already tanking, I don't think he's going to come out and just flat out tank now.
It yesterday looked like a Brandon Ayuk showcase, though. It didn't look like anything else. It looked like he was just hyping him up.
He was.
What he could do with him.
He was, and I like to see that, but it wasn't enough of what we needed to see. Like when we're talking, we're waiting to see Debo.
Ayuk is a baller.
Ayuk is great, but how long did it take for us to see Debo in that game? How long did I wait until the third quarter until Debo actually started to make catches on paper?
But that's what I'm telling you. I think he's tanking already, bro. Come on, you're gonna tell me you didn't use Debo for whatever reason?
I don't know, brother. I don't know.
He's tanking. He's tanking, bro. He's tanking.
I hope not. I hope not, man.
Because if you tank, you get a higher draft pick, first-round draft pick.
Hey,
maybe, just maybe, you could.
If we're inside of the top, if we make it inside the top 12, top 10, yeah, I could see them maybe thinking about taking a quarterback then.
They're gonna be like the old man with the little dollar.
Gotta be faster than that. Gotta be quicker than that.
We might get a quarterback. You don't know.
All right, guys. With that said, man, we're gonna end here. Good show, man. Primo. Love you, brother. All love, man. Fans out there. Like, subscribe. Fuck with your boys, man. That's it, man. We out of here. Till the next one. We'll bring you another show soon.
All right.
All right, y'all. Gone.